Hello everybody and welcome to Mr. Stansfield's education videos. Today we're going to be looking at Photopea, photopea.com. Photopea is a web-based editing program or app. It's closely modeled after Adobe Photoshop, and it's great for those of us who just have a Chromebook or don't have access to Photoshop. This is going to do most of what we need to do for our photo editing. So here is Photopea. I'll make this a little bigger so you can see. What we want to do here is when you open a Photopea, you'll have this little box pop up. You can start a new project. We want to open from computer. So for this first project that we're doing, what I want you to do is open up the picture from the scale project that you want to edit. So if you recall, what I've asked you to do is choose the photo that you took a little bit closer to your subject. And when you do that, you're going to do that right here, open from computer. Now, if you have a Chromebook, it's going to look a little bit different, but let's do this. We're going to open from computer. Now you can see here that I've got a couple of photos in my pictures file. I have a Mac that I'm recording this on, but if you have a Chromebook, you're just going to navigate to the picture that you want to edit. Okay, I'm going to open one of these images here. All right, we're going to open this image right here. I found it in the downloads folder. So we're going to just double click that and it's going to open up that image here in Photopea and we're ready to start editing. Now, the edits that I want you to do for this project, all I want you to do are play around with these two adjustments. Now you notice I clicked on the image menu and then I clicked on the adjustments menu. And then you can see here, there are a lot of choices, right? Image, adjustments, and the two that I want you to play around with are brightness and contrast, and then vibrance. That's all I really want you to edit for this project. Later we'll explore more. So here it is, brightness and contrast, and play around with it. So for this picture, I think brightening up just a little bit and then increasing the contrast is going to make this photo a little better. In fact, I actually don't think that this photo needs brightness, but what I want you to do is look carefully at the picture and see what looks best to you. Actually, I think making the brightness lower and increasing the contrast makes this photo look a little bit better to me. When you're done with the edit, click OK, and then image, adjustments, vibrance is the other one that you can play around with. Now, vibrance and saturation are the choices here under the vibrance panel. So if you increase the vibrance and you increase the saturation, what it does is it makes the colors pop a little bit more. So it brings out that purple and the green. I don't think, one of the goals that I want you to keep in mind for these edits is that I don't want you to overdo it. I want you to try to make adjustments to enhance your photo rather than making the photo look heavily edited. So we're going to go ahead and click OK there. And that's it. Those are the only two things that I want you to do for this project. If you look here, the other thing that you can do is use the crop tool. So this tool right here, it's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th tool down. It's this little box with the two kind of fishes around it. Fishtails, right? It kind of looks like a crude fishtail almost. That's the crop tool. Okay, you can click on that and then you can click and drag here. And for this photo, I think this photo would really benefit for this project from cropping out this flower. I don't think we want that flower. So I'm going to go ahead and click this little checkbox to confirm. I think this photo looks a little better without that extra flower in it. But that's for this project, for the scale project. Your photo, you can crop it however you want. You don't need to crop it, but you can. You don't need to do the same adjustments that I did. In fact, you probably shouldn't. You just want to look at the photo as you're editing. Okay. We are ready to export, and the last step here is to go File, and then Export as JPEG. Now, depending on your Chromebook, you may have some trouble with this. We'll do our best, and if you have some trouble, just ask. We'll troubleshoot it together. But I'm going to go ahead and click Export as JPEG. I'm going to click right there, and I'm going to click Save. Now, my computer's asking me where I want to save it. I'm just going to save it to the desktop, but your computer may do things a little bit differently. If you have a Chromebook, it may ask you to it may not ask you where to save it. It may just automatically put that photo in the downloads folder. In this case, I'm just going to save it to the desktop and click Save. And that is now done. Now, The next step is to navigate using the file browser on your Chromebook and pull it into the Google Drive folder. That's going to be something that if you're not sure how to do, just ask. I can record another video later. But this is our introduction to Photopea. So I'm just going to recap a couple things we went over. How to open the file, how to use brightness and contrast, and the vibrance panel to adjust our photo. We also looked at the crop tool, and finally we talked about how to export the photo. If you have any questions, just shoot me an email or ask in Google Classroom.